Our next presenter is Ms. Manju Adams, and she will be addressing the conflict, revisiting the conflict in the not-so-deep blue sea, Indo-Lanka fishery issues, a threat to comprehensive security. Ms. Adams is presently an MPhil PhD candidate at the Sir John Kotawala Defence University. She has a master's degree in international relations from the University of Colombo, a postgraduate diploma from the Bandaranaike Centre for International Studies, and a bachelor's degree in social sciences from the Open University of Sri Lanka. Manju's research interests are Indian Ocean security, South Asian geopolitics, national interests, and comprehensive security approaches combining traditional and human security. Thank you very much. We look forward to your presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, my presentation to you today is revisiting the conflict in the not-so-deep blue sea, Indo-Lanka fishery issues, a threat to comprehensive security. Not-so-deep blue sea separates two neighboring states, India and Sri Lanka. These two states share many commonalities, amongst them fishing to be significant. Historically, both states engaged in fishing using traditional methods. Yet there is a persistent problem today. Indian fishermen and large-scale trawlers cross the international maritime boundary line into the Sri Lankan waters to engage in illegal fishing that cause threats to comprehensive security that consists of traditional as well as human security implications. Now let us go on to see what this study would examine. The problem in concern, the Indo-Lanka fishery issues per se, the concepts of security, human security, traditional security, comprehensive security, impact of this fishery issue on comprehensive security, why solutions sought so far has failed to gain significant results, how to minimize the threats to comprehensive security in such situations. The methodology adopted for this study would be as follows. Designed to examine the long-drawn fishery conflict between India and Sri Lanka and its implications towards comprehensive security. A problem that is not clearly defined, therefore, exploratory research method adopted. Data collection, qualitative interviews with various stakeholders to the fishery issue from the military as well as the civilian sector. The research will adopt a qualitative approach using interpretive technique. Grounded theory will be used for data analysis. The controversy. What is this controversy all about? The case of Indo-Lanka fishery issues. Why and how does this become a controversial issue to Sri Lanka? With this aspect, three things have been taken into consideration in this research. The agreements of 1974 and 1976, the International Maritime Boundary Line that was demarcated, governed by the UNCLOS 3, yet Indian poachers transcending into Sri Lankan waters. The slide depicts in the not-so-deep blue sea the trouble areas under threat. It goes on to show the South Indian trawlers crossing the IMBL into the Sri Lankan waters in large numbers. The fishery dispute. Fish do not respect international boundaries, neither do people in pursuit of fish, said Dr. Sitara Fernando in one of his studies. The fishery dispute is an ongoing issue in and around the Pork Straits and the Gulf of Mannar and around the Kachtivu Islands. These Indian fishermen the fishery dispute. Bottom trawling is an illegal fishing method of fishing using harmful fishing gear that damage the environment and the marine ecosystem at large. Bottom trawling is common with the Indian fishermen and trawlers poaching in Sri Lankan waters, says Admiral Colombage. According to the UNCLOS 3, entering into the waters of another state other than innocent passage amounts to be illegal. Security and its transcending nature. The concept of security, a long-standing one, a contested concept, and yet to be given one single definition, says Barry Buzan. A nation has security when it does not have to sacrifice its legitimate interests to avoid war and is able, if challenged, to maintain that by war, says Walter Lippmann. Security and the importance of specific areas of security has transcended over time. Yet, one thing remains fundamental. Security is protection for all, for state as well as humans. Traditional security gained momentum during the Cold War, views the state as a single actor